blue beam on that chopper. Kamehameha. I throw them Dragon Balls at you like I'm Kakarot.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. We're gonna be talking about, yes, video games. We're gonna talk about my top 5 video games of Dragon Ball throughout history. We're talking about old school and new school, guys. When I refer to old school, I mean like the graphics aren't that good. Talking about the 90s, even before that, or early 2000s. And new school, which is like the ones that are more like advanced, obviously, like Xenoverse, fighters, like anything that has to do with that. Alright, let's get started. We're gonna talk about some old school games. Probably my first Dragon Ball game I've played. We're talking about Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. Yes, that's an old school game, guys. If you guys don't know what's up, I suggest you guys look it up. It does look kind of bad though, like the animation is not that good. It looks like some clay Goku's fighting gimme. I played Dragon Ball GT Final Bout when I was just probably like around 5 years old, maybe 6 or 7. It's for the PlayStation 1. It's really old, guys, but you know it's different from how it was before. There's older games, but you know that was kind of like a new thing because it had like its 3D animation thing. But for me, it was pretty cool because GT was like, you know, still on during that time. So, you know, seeing Kid Goku, you know, fight Baby or even Super Saiyan 4 was legit. So for me, it was something new. It was something new, guys. Obviously, your first game is always going to be touching for you. Yes, and that game was really touching for me. I thought it was a lot of fun, guys. I'll probably play it again if I had the chance. Dragon Ball GT Final Bout was released on August 25th, 1997. I was around like 2 years old. The game shares the distinction of being the first Dragon Ball game to be rendered in full 3D and the last Dragon Ball game produced for the PlayStation console. The game is similar to other fighters, but it features 3D environments and characters from Z and GT series of Dragon Ball franchise. This game was really unique. It had its own special attacks or even key attacks called special knockout tricks. There was a lot of versions for different characters. You could play Dragon Ball Z characters and even GT. So it was something really new to the world, you know. It was something new for Dragon Ball. All right, number 4. This was probably my favorite mobile game. You guys remember Shin Budokai? My top 4 is Shin Budokai for the PSP. If you guys like Budokai from the Budokai series, like Budokai 1, 2, and 3 for the PlayStation 2, this game was for the PSP. It was like playing Budokai 3, but on mobile. Honestly, guys, it was legit. It was so fun. You could go versus characters like Janemba. That wasn't in Budokai 3. But guys, like that was probably one of my favorite games. You know, because I had my PSP. I would go to school and I would play it like Shin Budokai on my PSP, even in class, like, I don't know. But honestly, it was such a good game. It had the same kind of the controls to the Budokai 3. The specials are a little bit different, but you could do teleportation, you could do all that stuff. You could do a lot of combos, and there was a bunch of cool characters like Gogeta. That was probably one of my favorite characters like to be. They had so many modes, like the Z mode. The story, the tournament the tournament, anything that has to do with like fighting, regardless, even practice arenas. It was pretty cool. You could even play online and stuff. Honestly, guys, that was so much fun. I'm never gonna forget that game because honestly, I still have it. I just don't have a PSP. If it wasn't for the PSP, I would have like played it for sure. They even made a Shin Budokai 2, but honestly, I haven't put it in my top 5 because I haven't really played it, so I can't really give you my thoughts. But to me, Shin Budokai was so much fun. I suggest that if you guys haven't played it, I suggest you guys play it. And honestly, guys, if you guys remember, that game was like a little mini version of Budokai 3. Shin Budokai is a fighting video game that was beloved by Dimps and was released worldwide throughout spring 2006. It is a part of the Budokai series and was released following Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. It is the first Dragon Ball Z game on the PSP, and like I said before, its sequel is Shin Budokai 2, which is another road with Trunks. Number 3, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. That game, guys, was so much fun. If you guys, for those new for those young guys, if you guys played Raging Blast, or even I guess you could say Xenoverse in a way. That's like the first game where you could like actually like roam around besides I think it's Saga or something like that. I forgot. But the game was so legit, guys. The reason why I picked Budokai Tenkaichi 3 because it had its own unique thing, which is a bunch of characters, guys. Like characters from everywhere. Characters from Dragon Ball, from Dragon Ball Z, GT. At that time, Super wasn't released, so I can't say that. But it had so many characters, even little characters, guys. Like kids, characters you don't even like consider. Like there was so many of them. It was probably like 1,000 characters, like different, so many transformations. Even part of the movie series, there was so many things to do. You could even go versus Great Apes at that time too, like Xenoverse, but like an old school version. It was so much fun. To unlock characters was kind of difficult, but honestly, guys, it was so much fun. Like I don't know how to describe it. To me, like honestly, like the gameplay was pretty cool, but to me, what attracted me a lot was the majority of characters they are. Like I'm telling you, like I swear, they have like so many characters, guys. Like it's insane. Like, you could even give characters you don't even think about, like the Devil Man from Dragon Ball, like Jackie Chung, like Master Roshi. Like there's so much badass characters, guys, that I would love. Like when I would play, I would like to be like I would be like those unknown characters, guys. But it was so much fun. You could even it's also like Xenoverse. You could do like 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, 1 versus 3, and there's so many things. Story was based on the anime, you know, so it was so much fun, guys. I suggest if you guys haven't played it, I suggest you guys play. It's for the PlayStation 2. I believe it was also for the Xbox. I'm not sure, or the Wii. I believe it was also for the Wii. Yeah, but if you haven't played it, I suggest you guys play it. And if you have played it, you guys know what I'm talking about. There hasn't been a game since then to have that much characters. Like honestly, if Xenoverse had all those characters, it would have been something else. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was released on October 4th, 2007, Japan, and North America was December 3rd, 2007. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 featured 161 characters, almost the largest in any fighting game in history, for which Akira Toriyama was a designer, guys. So, Ryo Mito stated the game will feature never before seen characters made exclusively for the game, referring to Saiyan's grade 8 forms. So, yeah, it was, like I said before, that game was intense, guys. I suggest you guys play it. Number 2, Xenoverse 2. Yes, I'm still that one fan that plays Xenoverse 2. I mean, what can I say? Ultra Instinct Goku, Jiren is still there. Honestly, guys, I love the story of sorry. Number 2, Xenoverse 2. Yes, I'm that player that still plays Xenoverse 2. If you guys hate on me, it doesn't matter. But honestly, that game is so much fun. I love the story. They got a lot of things from Dragon Ball Heroes also. They have many new characters from Super, we're talking about, and from Dragon Ball. So they have a bunch of majority of characters too. Not like Tenkaichi 3, but they have their unique style. The graphics are amazing. I love the fact that you can make your own character, and your own character could be strong. You can make him stronger. If he's a Saiyan, you could make him to a Super Saiyan, up to Super Saiyan Blue now. You could be a Majin, you could be a Namekian, you could even be Frieza's race. So it's pretty cool, guys. Like the concept of trying to get the attacks, even the what ifs, like their what ifs is pretty cool too. There's so many things to do there. You could hunt for the Dragon Balls. There's non-stop things you could do there. You can even battle with friends, do missions together. Like honestly, that game is so dope. And eventually, hopefully, they'll probably make a 3rd installment of Xenoverse. I did like it more than Xenoverse 1. The game was so honestly, guys, I still play it and it's so much fun. Like, I just recently, I know it's pretty much of a noob, but I recently got Super Saiyan Blue on Xenoverse, and my character could go on that, so it's like something really cool. I suggest if you guys haven't played it, play it for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, I believe. I'm telling you, you guys won't miss it. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 was released on October 25th, 2016, so it's about 3 years, guys. The game is very similar to its predecessor in terms of gameplay. It's mostly set in a series of 3D battle arenas, mostly modeled after notable locations in the Dragon Ball universe. You can be your own character. There's so many things to do there, and players are able to freely traverse this new hub world, and in some areas are even capable of flying around. You could even customize your own characters, make them have suits from any character from the Dragon Ball franchise. So it's pretty cool, guys. I suggest you guys play it. You're not gonna be disappointed. It's really cool. The majority of tags you could even attain from your character. You know, for example, like 100 times Big Bang Kamehameha from Gogeta Super Saiyan 4, like, you know, stuff like that. Even Beerus' attacks and Whis. Alright, my top favorite game of all time, my number one, for me, this game, I was playing it so long, so many years, and I'm still good at that game. Yes, it's Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. Budokai 3 was my top game, my favorite game of the whole Dragon Ball games for the PlayStation 2. Honestly, guys, it's amazing. If you're young and you haven't played that game, trust me, if you play it, it's something else. I honestly wish they made another version of Budokai 3, but like with today's characters, like characters from Super. That would be even more intense. The game was just so perfect. Like Budokai 1 and 2 had it's like okay, you know, but Budokai 3 just destroyed those Budokais. It was so unique. Its attacks, its specials, gameplay. I remember that game was I believe that was the first game you could even dodge your attacks when you're pressing X. Like you're just like some sort of Ultra Instinct thing. And actually Super Saiyan 4 was introduced into Budokai 3, so that's another thing that's really cool. There's so many attacks you could do. The game, the missions were cool. You could even do missions not just from Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Trunks, I believe, and Krillin, and so many guys. There's so many things to do. The way to unlock characters is hard too. It wasn't easy. The more you play that game, the more you get addicted. It was so badass. They did a remastered version of Budokai 3 for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. It has better graphics. Even like for the North American version, the one I played, even like the soundtrack of the like arenas are so badass. Like my favorite one's from Super Buu. Inside Super Buu's body, if you guys remember, that game was so legit. It was so much fun. Honestly, I still have 2 copies of it. I still have my PlayStation 2, and I still play it. It's the best game I have ever played of the Dragon Ball franchise. And honestly, guys, to me, and I know to a lot of people, it's still number one. I wish they would make another version of it, but like I said, with today's characters from Super. The game was so legit, guys. If you guys haven't played it, dude, go play it now, because like you're gonna be in shock. An old game, it still beats all the other games. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 was released on November 16th, 2004. Budokai 3 is a fighting game. We had like a cel-shaded graphics to mirror the look, the feel of combat, similar to the Dragon Ball Z Budokai series 1 and 2. They have characters from Dragon Ball Z, even the movies. Broly was introduced too. And Dragon Ball GT characters as well. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, even Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. It had new mechanics, different from Budokai 2. The transformations were like much cooler. Their keys were cool. Like when you, for example, if you did a Kamehameha versus a Gallic gun, you could actually like spin the analog stick to see which one is stronger, similar to what they do in the series. Something that Budokai 2 and 1 didn't have. You could teleport now, you could dodge, there's hyper mode. Even fusion was more legit than it was on Budokai 2. And you know, the game modes like Dragon Ball Universe, which is story mode, was so much fun. There's so many characters you could like do story off of. World Tournament was pretty cool. Dueling, edit skills. You could actually, this was the first Budokai 3, like, to have so many majority of edits, like capsules and stuff you could do. There was a lot more arenas, and it was just pretty cool. You could even unlock a new mode called I think it's Dragon Ball Arena, which has to do with the Red Ribbon Army. To unlock that, you would have to get like more. I think you have to get breakthroughs for all the characters in the story mode. But honestly, guys, that game was so legit. That's probably my favorite game. I know there's many more games, guys, like Dragon Ball Z Fighters, but honestly, I haven't had the chance to play it that much, so I can't really like tell you what I feel about it. And don't forget about that new video game coming out. It's supposed to be, they say it's gonna be the best Dragon Ball Z game that ever made. We'll see how that goes. We still don't know any like details of it. And Jump Force just came out. I haven't played it. I need to get it because the day I was gonna get it, it got sold out. But I heard it was cool too. But it was like a type of Xenoverse thing, but with not just Dragon Ball characters, like other majority of characters from other anime series. Alright, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I want to see down in the comments what's your favorite video game and any video games I missed. Because I know there's more for the DS, I believe, or the Game Boy. Like there's so many other video games, guys, but these were my top 5 video games. Hope you guys liked it, enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys soon.